and welcome to Upgrade Your OET's Reading Part A style practice. This is part 2 of our series about needlestick injuries, and in this session we're focusing on short answer questions. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sona and I'm a premium preparation provider of the OET at Bose Learning. These questions are aimed at helping you practice your OET reading techniques and your skills. If you want to know more about how to develop these techniques and skills, then why not check out our Udemy course, which is a short focused insight into the OET, and you'll find the details along with a discount in the information box below. These videos are aimed at helping you do further OET reading practice. And if you like our videos, please don't forget to click on the like button, share it with a friend or colleague, and subscribe to us. We've got lots more reading practice on our channel, as well as useful vocabulary quizzes and writing help as well. So this, as I said, is part 2 of the text about needlestick injuries. So if you haven't seen the first one, please go back and check that first, because that looks at the first set of questions, which of course is which text contains information about. Once you've done that, then come back here and look at these short answer type of questions, because that's what we're going to practice right now. Just a quick reminder that I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm an English teacher who's been working for over 15 years and has done my premium preparation provider course. So all my clinical knowledge comes from reputed sources such as the Royal Children's Hospital in Melbourne. So a quick recap then. Text A, if you remember, was all about needlestick injury assessment and categorization, and there was also some background information given about the problem. Text B was all about management and various tests and investigations that can be carried out for children who have got a needlestick injury. Text C was the treatment pathway, what to do if the patient was high risk, what to do if they were not high risk, what to do if they were immunised or not. And then text D was the post-exposure prophylaxis and then further management. What else should be done on discharge? So the technique here is all about skimming and scanning the texts. These are the kind of texts that you would read if you had a patient in front of you. So the general idea is to read them really quickly, pick out the information you need and look at the headings and subheadings, any words in bold or bullet points to help you do so. And once you find the relevant place to look at, then you read more carefully and find the answers to your questions. Okay, we're going to be looking at questions 8 to 15 now. As I said, these are the short answer or phrase questions, and each answer may include words, numbers, or both. Question number 8 is this: as well as hepatitis B, what other post-exposure vaccine should be considered for non-high risk patients? Can you remember which text looked at non-high risk patients and what should be done post-exposure? It's of course the treatment pathway. That's text C. So what I'm going to do is give you a minute to try and find the answer to this question. Your minute starts now. Okay, the answer is here. So, what other post-exposure vaccine should be considered? So, we've got high-risk patients, yes. We want no non-high risk patients, and we should consider tetanus post-exposure prophylaxis. So that would be your answer, and that's what you would write down. Okay, next question for you. If the source is known to be infected with a blood-borne virus, how should the patient be classified? So, which text looked at classification and then sources, if the source is known or not? That was text A, because we've got these various categories here of high-risk patients. This, of course, was something we looked at previously with which text contains. So if you've done that, then this will be so much easier. Now, 1 minute to try and answer this question. Okay, so if the source is known, so I'm looking for this word source and blood-borne virus, that's really hard to paraphrase. So we look for that, and if you're scanning here, you'll find blood, and you'll also find blood-borne virus here. The source is known. Then, of course, the patient is a high-risk CANSI patient. So that's how they should be classified. And you put your answer as such. Okay, question 10. Who should be consulted before a referral to a paediatric infectious disease unit is made? So you're looking for a person or perhaps a department, and we're looking for what you should do or who you should contact before a referral is made. So which text is likely to give you the answer to this? It's again C, it's that pathway. What should you do in this situation or that situation? Okay. You're going to be looking for paediatric infectious disease unit. That's the phrase that you'll need to be scanning for. Once you've found that, try and read more carefully to find your answer. Okay, so hopefully you found this here. We've got paediatric infectious disease, referral, who should be consulted, consider referral, discuss with, consulted with senior clinician. So you can have A, or you don't have to put A down, but senior clinician is your answer. The next question then, who should be contacted for neonatal ICU transfers? So again, it's another who or which department again. So this time it's actually not C, it's not the pathway, but it's D. Okay, so you've got to change tactic here. If you don't find it in C, there's nothing about neonatal here. So we need to look elsewhere, and that is text D. Okay, 1 minute to try and find the answer. Okay, this one is a bit trickier to find perhaps. So you're scanning for neonatal transfers. That's the idea. You're transferring your patient from one department to another. Now here you can see this is all about prophylaxis. So it's not about transfer, so I don't need to read anything connected to this. Consider consultation with the local team when they're high risk for emergency advice, or here we go, neonatal ICU transfers, C, retrieval services. So that's the team that should be contacted. And of course, it's not about discharge because that means sending them home, you're transferring them, and it's not the follow-up. So that's where you should be looking. Next question. What written advice should be given on discharged for non-immunised children? So we're back at the same text, aren't we? Because it's all about discharge, follow-up care, what should happen. So back to text D. What written advice should be given? Okay, so we're looking for discharge. So I'm looking down here now, the follow-up care. So that's where I'm going to focus on, and I'm looking for written advice, reassuring the parents, okay, here we go, for unimmunised, non-immunised children, provide written information about further catch-up doses of hepatitis B and tetanus immunisations at minimum. So that's your answer. Question 13. What should be carried out before specific management of CANSI? So we're changing our focus here. It's not about post-care, it's about pre-care. What should be carried out before the management of CANSI? So we look at text B, which is all about management. 1 minute, try and find your answer. Okay, so what should you do before specific management? Well, this is all about investigations, tests, so I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in management. I'm looking for CANSI. I can see that here, but it's nothing about before. And I also find it here, assess and manage associated injuries prior to specific management. So prior, of course, means before. So that's your answer. Assess and manage associated injuries. 2 more to go. Number 14. For immunised children, what level should the anti-HB hepatitis B antibody test be more than? So I'm looking for a level. I'm looking for a figure here. What should it be more than? So again, I'm looking for investigations. I'm back on text B. Can you find the answer? Okay, so I'm looking for this test, I'm looking for investigations, I'm looking for immunised children, so I'm looking here, hepatitis B, marked urgent, antibody level should be more than, here we go, so this is my answer. And I copy it down exactly as it is here. I don't, of course, need to write more than because I don't need to write the symbol because it should be more than 10 milliliters, etc., etc. Just copy it down. And the last one, why shouldn't the needle or syringe be sent for testing? This time I'm looking for a reason. Which text does it focus on? It's text B, because again it's about investigations being sent off. And this time, why isn't it? Or why shouldn't it be sent off? Okay, so this is again looking at investigations. This bullet point tells me if child is immunised to test for. It's not what I'm looking for. I need a reason why we shouldn't send the needle or syringe away. This is about the source. This is again to test for. And here we go. Do not send the needle or syringe for testing. I read more carefully why, as results on discarded injecting equipment are unreliable. So results on discarded injecting equipment are unreliable. You could actually just say results are unreliable. Now I've given you a whole minute for each of these. That's quite generous, I think. As you get faster with these, as you become more familiar with the orientation of everything, you should be able to get quicker and maybe do these in about 45 seconds. Thank you for watching this video. Come back again next time when we'll look at complete the answer questions, again with the same text. And keep watching us for more reading practice, writing practice and speaking practice. Don't forget to click that like and share button and subscribe to us to get updated information about when we post new videos. Take care. See you again next time. Bye bye.